Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube NFL prediction segment, I'm going to be giving you my pick and analysis for the 2016 Week 1 matchup between the Miami Dolphins and the Seattle Seahawks. Okay, the Seattle Seahawks are at home in this game, and even though they've kind of lost that aura of invincibility at home, I still like them at home. Last season they went 5-3 at home. The prior two seasons before that, I believe they were 7-1 at home in those seasons, and 8-0, I believe, in 2012. So they've gradually declined as far as that home field supremacy they had. But they're obviously, Seattle is still an elite team, and they still are more than capable of winning this game against the Miami Dolphins. The Seattle Seahawks have a great defensive core. They have Richard Sherman, of course, Earl Thomas, Cam Chancellor. They finished number 1 in scoring defense last season, total defense number 2. They were right up there in the run defense as well, ranked number 1 or 2, I believe. This is a team, as far as their defense goes, they really virtually have like no weaknesses. And you look at, okay, Miami, where Miami may have one advantage is going to be in their, their defensive line, their pass rush, because they added Mario Williams, they have Ndamukong Suh, and I think, for my understanding, Seattle has a revamped offensive line. So that's where people are a little cynical now regarding, they're a little doubtful regarding Seattle as far as their offensive line goes. If they could at least give adequate pass protection for quarterback Russell Wilson, then they shouldn't have much problem winning this game. I think they win this game one way or the other, but I think that defensive line for pass rushing for Miami can make this a more competitive game than a lot of people think. As many of you may know, Seattle does not have running back Marshawn Lynch anymore due to retirement, and that could be a plus for Miami. Their running game may still be solid, but I think it may take a little bit of a step back without Marshawn Lynch in this lineup anymore. And I think when it comes down to it, I think what's going to be the critical matchup is going to be the Miami Dolphins receivers against these cornerbacks, against this defense of the Seattle Seahawks. And I think there's going to be a bigger disparity in the advantage of Seattle than there is going to be as far as Miami perhaps winning the battle as far as their defensive pass rushers against against Seattle's offensive line. I think Seattle may be able to hold their own against those pass rushers, and at the same time, I see the Seattle defense playing very well against the receivers. So I think that when you look at it like that, it tells me that Seattle should win this game. It may not be a dominating performance. They're not going to subjugate Miami, I don't believe. I think this game could be competitive, but I see Seattle winning this by like 7 points. And Seattle sometimes gets off to a slow start early in the season. Keep in mind that Seattle still is very formidable at home. They are 27-5 at home since Russell Wilson became the quarterback for them. So they do still have a very strong home field advantage. And although, as I stated before, they were just 5-3 at home last season, Seattle last season did get off to a little sluggish start. They started out 2-4, finished 10-6, and basically they went 8-2 in their final 10 games of the regular season. So some of that was attributed to cornerback Richard Sherman getting off to a little bit of a sluggish start, but once he got in the groove, Seattle did as well. The offense came together, and from that point on, they did finish the season very strong, losing a close NFC divisional round matchup to the Carolina Panthers. So this season, I really think Seattle will. I did predict for them to go to the Super Bowl. I think it's going to be them and New England this season. So that being said, this is a team that has Super Bowl aspirations, and I think they are more than capable of defeating the Miami Dolphins in this game. So anyway, I'm taking Seattle in this one over Miami. And anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube NFL prediction segment for 2016 Week 1 matchup between the Miami Dolphins and the Seattle Seahawks. And until next time, people, Edwin Learnard saying, stay well.